Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today's topic is random. So we are just going to talk random. If you have questions, comments, post in the chat. You direct what I'm going to say, okay? That's for today. Xah Talk Show, if you don't know, this is Xah Talk Show. We talk random, mostly about programming languages, live coding, Wolfram language, Golang, JavaScript, Python, programming languages, design, things like that, and keyboards, okay? And today's topic is random. And maybe 1 in 20 times I comment on politics sometimes, okay? So welcome all. Welcome to the feast. Okay, so we are going to do random. So nobody is watching, no questions. So in that case, I'm just going to random. I'm just going to do what I need to do. So I'm using glove80 keyboard. Glove80 keyboard, and I got my new key switches. Fantastic, okay? So, today you're gonna see me type on this keyboard all day and night. Fantastic. I got my Choke Kyle. This company name, the Kyle switch is very annoying name. Kyle Choke switch, and this is ProRed switch at 35 grams, okay, activation force. So it's fantastic, okay. glove80. Now this is gonna be my main. And you are also looking at Ultimate Hacking Keyboard on the side. I use it for Marco. It's my Marco keypad. Okay, Ultimate Hacking Keyboard. It's fantastic. And I'm going to review Ultimate Hacking Keyboard version 2 and possibly Kinesis 360 as well. So glove80 is great. Okay, so so let me just talk random then, since nobody's here. So show in browser, show my today's talk show page. Let's first stop keyboards. I'm going to give you my updates and what's happening in my life. What I have been doing in past 2 weeks. So keyboard first stop. Then we're gonna talk something about emacs, okay, and programming stuff, programming blog, okay, what is functional programming. So if you want a topic answer, just say it now, okay. So keyboard, okay, so as usual, I do lots of update. I work on my website all day and night, every day. So so there is this Shinoby keyboard. So hold on a second, let's check. Oh, okay, so you are not seeing it. Let me show my screen then, okay. So the first stop is keyboards, Shinoby keyboard. This is a keyboard made by a company in Taiwan. The company is called Tex Keyboard, okay, and apparently the creator of Ruby, he just posted on Twitter, this is his main keyboard now, okay. So this keyboard is inspired by the ThinkPad keyboard, the very classic, loved by a lot of people. I never used it myself, but it, ThinkPad keyboard is one of the best quality keyboard on the PC, for the personal computer, Microsoft Windows. ThinkPad, okay. Shinoby, this model is called Shinoby, and the company is Tech, and now it's used by Ruby creator, Mats. And you can, here's a company website, you can go and buy. And lots of, let me tell you something. So, lots of updates on my keyboard blog. There are over 1,000 articles now, okay? So first of all, let me tell you about my glove80. So let's do some typing. Hello, we have people here. Let's do some, hold on a second, let's magnify. So I'm using emacs, as you can see, and on the pink window is all my command calls and keystroke. You will see popping up in the pink window. You can see, and undo, you can see undo, and on the left side is the keystroke. I'm using a Vorak layout. Vorak layout is what I'm going to talk about. I mean, one of the things we can talk about. Again, ask me questions, okay? Ask. Thank you, emacs, $20. Fantastic. So questions, anything, comments, question, anything, programming, whatever you sing my talk show. So ask now, okay? So I'm using a Vorak keyboard, so you can see my pink window, that's a keystroke, and I'm using Xah keys, okay? Let's see, let's show the source code tab. You see, now I'm on the glove80, I'm flying. It's a fantastic, the most wondrous keyboard, okay? Xah keys. So Xah keys is a Emacs key binding system. It's a keyboard shortcut system for Emacs, okay? If you use that, you'll never need to press the meta key, and 95% of the control key you don't need to press anymore. So everything is just single keystrokes. So you can see, you know, for example, I close this. So let's do some typing now, and am typing in HTML, and I can do markup like this, okay? Boom, boom, you see, now you got a paragraph showing browser. You know, everything is single keystrokes, no control meta shit that fucks up your fingers, okay? So here we have the result, you can see, and if I want to select the block, you know, press 2 keys and expand above, you see that's selection by syntactical Unix, you know, instead of the manually select. So you can see all the commands I call is on the pink window, and you'll see no control key except here. You see this command, Xah HTML open browser, it says Control R, but actually that's a key marker. You see, let me show you. So I want to show this page in browser. I press this key on Ultimate Hacking Keyboard. Bam, there you go. Now back to Emacs. Now you can see, you see, that's C Control R, CR. I don't actually type control, but it's the key marker. That's why you see the control. So my point here is that when you use Xah keys, you almost never need to, press control key or meta key, okay? So let's see what's the question. Emacs, hello, how do you learn new topics quickly? I don't learn new topics quickly. Maybe when I was younger, 20-something maybe, but I'm now 50-something. I don't, that's the impression you get maybe, because I know a lot. I have 6,000 articles on my website. Well, that's because 20 years basically, I mean that's my job almost, so I don't really learn new topics quickly and memorize and apply them to life, such as math and programming, where the concepts are rather abstract, okay? So the question is, how do I learn quickly? So first of all, I don't learn, I'm kind of a slow learner, I would say, comparatively, So comparatively, I'm a slow learner, but I'm methodological and logical. I'm usually in depth. So I step by step logically, on things that interest me. We all know all about it, but slowly. But because I want to read everything, I want every book. Typically, I read Wikipedia, encyclopedias. I have a talk show dedicated to encyclopedia, like at least 2 of them. So I've been reading encyclopedia since I was 20, okay, almost every day. Even today, I mean, since like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it's Wikipedia every day. So I have, for example, Wikipedia. I have like 10,000 links to Wikipedia, but I started to I removed them all about 2 years ago. So you can see. So okay, so let's let me show you something. Answer that question, and by the way, I will talk about lots of random stuff. Okay, so you go to Xah info. So this is my website. Check it out. There are 7,548 pages on xah.info. Today it's probably 7,800. More than 7,000. and that's xali.info. And I also have xali.org. So press one key to open a new tab, xali.org, .org, go. So here's my increase the font. I can just press, the power of keyboard macro. So I recommend you buy a keypad, okay? So let's see, xali.org. Now there is how many articles on xali.org? About 3,000, okay? So in total, I have like about 8,000 articles, okay, on programming, on mathematics, on on art, on English writing, on vocabulary, on linguistics. I mean, so typically my interest, I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd, okay? That means I'm a social, not too much of a social person and not very good at it. So I'm a nerd. So my interests are mostly academic subjects, programming, math, linguistics, philosophy as well. So that's my interest. So, for example, recently ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, I'm having great fun with it. Tremendous. Asking him about a bunch of questions, testing the abilities. Testing that's another topic. Incredible. So I'm a nerd, academic type of person. So let's go back to Xali info, okay? Xali.info, and we wanted to show Wikipedia. So I digressed. So I have, let's see, I have about 13 articles on Wikipedia. So on Wikipedia's misinformation written in 2005, my friends, Wikipedia began in 2002 or so, or 2003. In the beginning, it's just 10 articles, mostly by nerds, nothing else. And they hate deep Microsoft hatred and giant propaganda on open source. That's how Wikipedia began, 2002. It began by this Jimmy Whale, who sells pornography. Jimmy Whales, he sells pornography websites, porn. Then he started to do Wikipedia. So lots of articles on Wikipedia morons 2005. So I've been contributing to Wikipedia since about 2005. And I stopped, because you go there, you basically just nerds, teenagers, college students, argue with them day and night, and censorship, American view. That's American's point of view. Anything else, you get censored. And today it's worse. Today it's not controlled by politicians and giant corporations, or your weapon bosses in USA, all sort of things today. So Wikipedia is fairly corrupt. But on the academic subjects, on any subject that's not in the current news and that's not sensitive or political or taboo, for example, on physics, on mathematics, on programming, Wikipedia is the best resource, okay? Best of all resources on earth, Wikipedia is the best on those things, that's not being corrupted, But if you look up politics, Biden or whatever, USA controversy, guns, abortion, gays, rights, human rights. I have a right. I have a right to do my talk show. Anything you like that, it's fake news. It's just fake news. Okay, so there are many people who are, people don't know. But anyway, if you really want to know stuff, on Wikipedia, what you can rely on is usually technical topics. That's not controversial. That's not controversial or political or in current event news. Those are pretty good, okay, Wikipedia. So I have several articles on Wikipedia, and here's Sergey Brin, the creator of Google. In 2008, he discussed China Wikipedia and search engines. And you know what? YouTube censored the video. Now, this video is from Sergey Brin. He's giving a talk at UC Berkeley, 2005. That's when Google became popular, very popular, and now it's censored. YouTube, it's become it's a tremendous story. Okay, Google become very corrupt. Okay, so let's go back to what I was going to say. Okay, so Wikipedia. So I was saying, yeah. So I'm an academic type of guy. So I study a lot, and I read. Wikipedia is one of the central resource I read. Even before Wikipedia, before in the 1990s, I go to the library, read in Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, and American Squirrel's Illustrated Encyclopedia. It's just fantastic. So I'm a nerd. I'm studious. That's why I learned a lot of things, and that's my personality in part. Okay, and I tend to be very. I'm a kind of a schizoid personality. Okay, so that means I don't socialize much. I prefer to do things myself. So basically, I just read and study all day and night. Okay. And I don't like fad, I don't like fashion, or such as Rust, the language, the fashionable, whatever. So that's how I learn. So the general, is there any general tip I can give you guys? Well, I would say do things that make you happy, and if you are a programmer, if you are not type of person, then you can study and don't follow fashion and fad, like what's the current, the current Rust pop language, the current trend, you go study programming, practical programming, write practical software, or study computer science, or study artificial intelligence. Okay, let me talk about artificial intelligence, neural networks. Okay, I have learned tremendous. Okay, so let's go to so in the past month, I've been studying a lot. I've always studied. So by the way, we did this a few weeks ago on Wolfram language. Fantastic, okay, spectacular. This is stereographic projection and their relation to geometric inversion. In the past, we did 5 or 7 videos about that recently. Okay, so neural network, let's talk about neural network. So of course I know about neural network since 1990s, and because I'm big into Lisp programming language and I study a lot. Lisp is the programming language for artificial intelligence in the 1980s and in 1990s. Okay, but today it's mostly died. Okay, today you don't Lisp is pretty much dead, more or less. So of course there's Clojure, there's Common Lisp, there's Scheme Lisp, mostly dead. Okay, but anyway, so I know about artificial intelligence and neural networks, but I actually never read about, never really studied it until this month. Okay, this month I started to read a lot about neural networks. Huge number of articles on Wikipedia, and so now I kind of know the basic. It's just amazing. Okay, so neural networks from a mathematical, this is gonna throw you guys off because when you hear math, math, math is one of my most favorite subject. Okay, mathematics. Oh, math, my true love, how I have alienated thee, and you being quite difficult. Okay, that's my poem about math. It's truly my true love, but it's very difficult, and there are brighter people, smarter people than you, and they all live in their mom's basement. They are all mopping toilets at the McDonald's. There are some truth to that, especially that Russian mathematician, Russian, Russell Tower. So there is, this guy, Alexander Grothendieck. He died 5 years ago or so. He died in 2014. He's one of the greatest mathematician. Okay, this is a very weird guy. Okay, very weird guy. He you might consider him the top 3 greatest mathematician, or maybe number 1. Those kind of questions, there's no definitive answer. different mathematicians have different opinion, but in general, we would regard him as the top 3 probably mathematician in history. Okay, and very weird guy. So you can read about him, and then there is another guy I was going to talk about. This Grigori Perelman. So he's also one of the greatest. Maybe top 20 in history, something. He solved the $1 million problem, but he lives with his mom in basement. He refused, any other work. So anyway, so study math. Okay, so what was I saying before? Okay, I forgot. Oh yeah, neural networks. So I never studied it before. So in terms of mathematics, neural network in terms of mathematics is just this formula. Okay, it's just this single formula. Basically a nested function of matrices, matrix multiplication. Okay, so I can I'm not I just learned about neural networks, and I have the basic idea of how it works, but I can't teach you, and this will take 1 hour, and I don't know enough to really teach you. So, but basically, it's just amazing. So it's just basically this function, and that gives us ChatGPT, and that gives us, the diffusion, stable diffusion. I don't know if you guys have seen stable diffusion. I can show you it, but then Google is gonna censor you because it's lots of tits and ass. But basically, stable diffusion is that the machine, the AI today, can generate drawings or photos. That's, oh my God, that's really truly amazing. So AI is basically past the Turing test. So today, starting in 2023, we cannot tell. It's not possible. It's in general, it's impossible to tell if some text is written by AI or some photo is created by AI. They have photos. They have photos of Trump. They have photos of Biden being arrested. You cannot tell. Well, maybe if you are a photographics expert, then you might be able to tell after 5 minutes. But AI, the thing about AI is that they create these photos or drawings 1,000 per second, 1 million photos and drawings per second. And you look at it, you cannot tell whether it's real or fake. Unless you are a photo expert, then you spend maybe 5 minutes, then you might tell, oh, this one is fake. But they are creating 1 million of it, per second. That's a thing. So today, so in ChatGPT, pretty soon, likely, there's no reason to say will not happen. Pretty soon, all Twitter accounts, all social networks account, half of it or more of it is AI. Okay, you wouldn't know. You don't know it's real person behind it or not. That's the situation. So 2003, 2023 this year, I find it's incredible. It's like something too much is happening. We cannot adapt the change. Artificial intelligence. I wanted to show some stable diffusion, but then Google is gonna censor me because there's lots of tits and ass. Okay, so let me try. Maybe we can try. Yeah, stupid Twitter. Okay, and there's a lot happening in the sphere of politics in USA as well since Elon Musk took over. Elon Musk, I study Elon Musk since last year, October. Well, before that too, but starting in last year, October, which is about 5 months ago, I read every post he has written on Twitter, every single one of them, including all replies, because I want to know, I want to check out who, the person, to see if he's good guy or not, but and my conclusion is that Elon Musk is one of the greatest guy I admire. Okay, it's tremendous. He's just a great person. Okay, that's my point of view. That's my opinion. Okay, so let's find the ChatGPT. Twitter has got a bug. If you just press page down, it will cycle to the top. If you see, it'll just sometimes it will just repeat, go into a loop. But anyway, so I want to show you. You see, now we are at the top again for some stupid reason. So let me show you. By the way, this mouse is fantastic. Okay, this Logitech spin wheel. You want to get a mouse with spin wheel. Okay, so digressions and digressions. But so let me show you. Go to my website, search for xahli.info or Xahli keyboard blog. Okay, then you can see all you want to know about trackball, all you want to know about mouse, and this spin wheel is just most fantastic. You want a mouse with spin wheel, so buy this one, Logitech G604, or get Logitech G502. Okay, either one of these, buy them. Actually, the emacs Master is also great. So anyway, back to stable diffusion. Let me see if I can show you some of it. I digressed a lot. Let me get back to your questions. I need my coffee. Okay, why not? Shit, no more coffee. I need to go make coffee. So how long have I been talking? 30 minutes. So I want to show you impression of Lisp for Mathematica. Okay, effect of technology, the journey of a foreign character through internet. Okay, and here is a new theory in mathematics. Ching, fantastic. Emacs, where are you from? Thank you. You were saying Elon Musk is a great guy. How do you determine when something is good or bad? Emacs is incorporating treesitter and LSP, but how do I determine whether this is good change? Okay, there are two separate questions. I'll get to it. Okay, so here is the breakthrough. I know this guy, Craig S. Kaplan. He's a mathematician in Canada, and he specialized in tilings and decorative patterns. Okay, mathematician. So he and several other people found a new theory of tiling. So apparently the theory, I haven't read the detail. Apparently the theory is that now you can have a single prototile, a single shape that tiles the plane only non-periodically. Okay, do you guys see what I'm saying? Let me explain. Okay, 2 minutes. It'll take 2 minutes. So when you tile a plane, let's say your bathroom, you can use square. So you use a single tile square, you can tile a plane, and the result is periodic. That means it repeats. You can translate or move the whole thing, and it will match itself. You see, that's when you use a square, like a grid. Tile your bathroom. Okay, so it's periodic, means that you'll repeat. Now you can also use a hexagon, regular hexagon to tile the bathroom, which is very common. Again, it repeats, so it's periodic. Okay, so the tile you used, in either case, we use a single tile, square or regular hexagon, right? But you can also use two different tiles. Let's say one square and one rectangle, twice as large, twice as long. So you can use a square and rectangle. So you use two tiles. You can also tile a plane. In this case, you can tile them periodically, so that it repeats, or you can arrange them in some kind of random way so it does not repeat. So it becomes non-periodic, okay? So you get that? So you can tile the plane with the shape. Well, lots of questions. What chair do I recommend? So you can tile a plane, with a single tile or two or more than one, okay? Now there's a question. Is it possible to have a tile, one tile, let's say, or two, let's say, to tile the plane such that you can tile the plane, but however, the only possible way to tile it is non-periodic, okay? That was the unsolved problem. Is it possible to tile the plane using either one tile or two tiles or more than one or three or more, so that you can tile the plane, meaning that you'll fill the whole plane infinitely far, but the result will be non-periodic only. In other words, it's not possible to use these tiles to tile it and become periodic, meaning that it repeats. So is it possible? So, well, the last solution is yes, okay, and that tile is called Penrose tiles, okay. So you can read Wikipedia about it. Let me show you so we started to digress into mathematics, okay. Quickly, I want to go back to the topic, okay. So anyway, you can look up Wikipedia, Penrose tiling, okay. This is the tile using two shapes, okay, that it can tile the plane, meaning that it can fill the plane infinitely far, but only in a non-periodic way, okay. So that's the answer. Yes, it's there exist shapes such that you can tile the plane, but only non-periodically. So when this case happens, we call it a periodic tiling, meaning that it's the only possible way is non-periodic. Okay, so it's called a periodic tiling. Okay, beautiful. This is the beauty of math. Okay. So, but there's a issue. You see, in this Penrose tiling, the minimal number of tiles required is 2. So the question remains, is it possible to use only one single shape to fill the plane, tile the plane without gaps, and extend infinitely, using only one single shape, such that the only possible way to do it is non-periodic, meaning it doesn't repeat. Is it possible? Now, apparently, here's the answer, okay? There's a new theory. Now, I haven't read the details, but so you can go read this guy. So that's a new theory, just this month. 91 page. Okay, so that's about tiling. So since we are talking about tiling, let me mention, I want to mention some of my own stuff. Books, geometry, tilings, tiling, I have lots of articles, beautiful, let me just show you a few, okay? So here's the Wolfram language Mathematica I wrote 20 years ago that creates these decorative Islamic patterns, with group theory and so on. So this is the package I wrote 20 years ago. So let me show you the next one. What's going on? So wait. Okay, so next one. Yeah, some tilings and patterns. Okay, so let's see. For example, here is a kind of a church window decoration. Okay, and okay, so let's show you. So here's a bunch of patterns, random tilings and patterns. Okay, so let's next. Beautiful. All these are periodic, because they repeat. Okay, and there are 13 possible ways how they repeat. That's called symmetry groups, wallpapers groups. Okay, that's mathematics topic proper. In this example, you are seeing kind of nested tiling or fractal tiling. So you can, basically it's a pattern. You'll see infinitely number of them. Okay, so next, and here's the links. Very interesting, fantastic. Okay, so let me show you the next page. Oh yeah, so here's the tilings, and here is here is something I found online. Very interesting. It's a plot of gas physics something. Okay, but okay, so you can see it move. Just you see, beautiful. Pressing the arrow key. Okay. And here is a book I recommend. I talked in my video before. If you are interested in tilings and patterns, the mathematical aspect of it, I recommend. This is about this thick. It's out of print, but Dover printed it again. So you go buy it, okay? Search my website, xahli.info, tilings and patterns, okay? So if you want to know all about the tiling theories we talked about, that's this book. I read it 20 years ago, okay? So about tilings and patterns. So let me go back to the things we were talking about, okay? So we digressed a lot. I was going to show you stable diffusion, okay? So let me show you some stable diffusion and we'll move on. And by the way, I bought a new flat shoe. This is healthy. You can go check out my Twitter and you can see my website about this shoe, okay? And by the way, feet. Oh, hot, sexy, hot. the subject matter here, the topic here is which part of the feet is spore, which part of the feet is sole, which part of the feet is sole, ball, and heel. Okay, a very confusing terminology. Normally I thought this is ball because it looks like a ball, but no, this part is called heel, and the palm part of the foot is called ball. Okay, so this part is ball, this part is heel, and the whole flat bottom is called sole. Okay, that's what this picture is for. Okay, linguistics. Next, so this is another. This one is generated by AI. Okay, by artificial intelligence. It's just amazing. Okay, I think I'm up. I'm gonna answer questions now. Okay, so because I'm kind of rambling over, and I want to. Stefan Wolfram, very interesting. Stefan Wolfram. I want to stable diffusion. Let's forget about it. Okay, so let me just answer the questions now, because we've been talking about 40 minutes already. Hello, Xah, are you able to use effectively orgmod with the Xahfly keys? Of course, but I haven't. I don't use orgmod much. I use, raw HTML. I talked about that many times because I've been coding HTML since 1996. Okay, so Xah, have you ever put interactive Wolfram programs CDF? No, I don't. I haven't done that. No, CDF is not a good thing. Okay, I mean, I would rather recommend you just get the Wolfram language. The Wolfram engine, that's free, or just buy it, buy it. Okay, subscribe. For a year. CDF is kind of the, in my view. Okay, CDF is kind of the marketing thing. That doesn't do good. It's not good. Okay. So let me answer this question with money. Okay, so you were saying Elon Musk is great. So two questions about how do you judge a person? Okay, the other question is how do you judge whether a thing, a programming technology is good or bad? Okay, so let me talk about how do you judge a person first. How do I judge a person? Well, that's so the way I do it is you look at the integrity. What the guy has done. It like depends on what aspect you want to judge the guy. Is he qualified? Is he a good programmer? That's one question. Is he, so if you ask me if Elon Musk is a good programmer, I would probably say no. Okay. He's a technical person. He's an engineer, but I'm not sure he's a programmer. I mean, well, he might be, he understand program. I'm pretty sure he has programmed before, but he's probably not a professional programmer like us. So anyway, when you judge a person, depends on what aspect you want to look into. For me, when I look at this, these super rich, mega rich people or politicians, the most important aspect is whether they have integrity, whether they lie, what have they done? Are they unctuous? Are they like sneaky? Are they, like fuzzy about things? Do they have integrity? That's the most important thing when I look at politicians or these mega rich people. Do they have integrity? Okay, I care less about what they believe. Okay, for example, politicians, they believe they are Christians, or they believe something, or they are. I care less about what their policies, what they believe. Okay, I care more about the integrity. Is most important. So if they are Christian, do they, did they say anything sacrilegious before when they are, before the election time, something like that? Do they sway around? Because today, this year, if you say this thing, people will vote for you. But next year, if you say the other thing, people will vote for you. Do they sway around? Okay, that's the thing I look for. Integrity of the person. For example, Biden, Hillary Clinton are the most worst scumbags, okay, in U.S. history. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. These are professional politicians in the worst sense of that word. They just, they do whatever, because most people, you don't study. Most people don't know, and you don't have time to study. You are not going to spend your life to study the guy. You just care about whether you can drive, how much is the gas, the American life, Starbucks, that's all you care. Everything else, you can sip over Starbucks and chat about politics. Nothing, doesn't affect you too much. So when life is good, you really don't care about the politicians, and the politicians can do whatever. That's the situation. So integrity is how I look. Okay. So how do I judge integrity? You don't listen to what they say. They say, "Oh, I'm a good person," or they say, "Oh, I did this or I did that." That's marketing. Okay. You want to look at statistics. In the past 10 years, in the past 20 years, what have he done? What are the known controversies? Then you look at each case of the controversy. What is it about? What is the nature of the controversy? Then you make a judgment, okay? Because, basically every politician, every famous people, they will always have enemies. And one bunch of idiots, they will always attack famous people. For example, you will find a bunch of people attack me, but they don't have content. They just say Xah is idiot, whatever. They don't have content. So for each politician, you will have a lot of haters too. So not just just because they are haters doesn't mean they are bad. Okay, so you look at each case of any controversy they had, if any. You judge, then that's how I judge. So in summary, integrity is the most important thing to me. Okay, their point of view, their policies, their beliefs is secondary, almost not even important these days, because these days the reason USA and the bad things, there's a lot of bad things, is not because what politicians believe, is rather because corruption. They don't believe fucking anything. They just believe making more money for themselves. That's all. Okay, So the other question is, Emacs is incorporating treesitter and LSP, but how do I determine whether this is a good change? Okay, so that question is about how do you judge a technology, a programming language, operating system, or a package like treesitter. That will depends. That depends mostly, I think. Okay, that depends on two major things. One is your own experience about the technology. So if you are an Emacs user, then you are far more qualified to judge treesitter than someone who never used Emacs before. They're gonna have opinions about whether treesitter is a good thing or not in Emacs. Obviously, it's silly because the guy never used Emacs even. So first of all, how you judge your technology, first of all, depends on how much you know about it. Okay. So obviously you are an Emacs user and you heard about treesitter, so you probably an LSP, so you have to make a judgment yourself. Or you can trust someone you like. For example, me. So in my opinion, treesitter is great. LSP is no good. Okay, treesitter is one of the best thing. I plan to study. I plan to dive deep into it. Treesitter, especially incorporated, in Emacs, is one of the best thing. LSP is no good. LSP is a good technology, but LSP to Emacs is shit. Okay, in my opinion, I have an article. Just search for. I have lots of articles about those. I have one specific article about why LSP is harmful. Okay, did we get that name right? I don't think is it called LSP or is it? So let's go to Emacs blog, search LSP. Oh yeah, language server protocol. That's right. So language server protocol kills Emacs. Okay, I don't like it. I do not recommend it. LSP by itself, I think, is a good technology. It's useful. It's because it serves a purpose, but I do not recommend it in Emacs, and I don't like it because, in my opinion, it stops the progress of the most important progress of Emacs Lisp. Emacs Lisp powers Emacs, and Emacs Lisp. In recent years, there's some progress, but we need a lot more. Okay, a lot more. In compared to other languages, Emacs Lisp progress is very little. Okay, PHP, JavaScript, Python, they have lots of progress over the past 20 years. Emacs Lisp is like no change, almost. Okay, little. So we need, in my opinion, my own personal opinion, we need to get Emacs Lisp better, okay, and more specific. I cannot talk about specifics, which part, but that's another topic. While I don't like LSP, and treesitter in Emacs is a great thing because treesitter, you see, I cannot go into details. And I might be wrong because I actually never tried treesitter myself. So far, my opinion about treesitter is just what I feel because essentially it's a parser engine. Okay, it's a parser engine specifically designed for parsing syntax. It's not a compiler. Okay, I mean, well, it's kind of it's a parser designed for manipulating syntax. So I think it's a great thing, but I don't know the details yet. Okay, so to judge a technology, first of all, it depends on how much you know about the technology. That's the first thing. The second part is it depends on what's your preference. For example, we know there's Unix, there's Windows, there's Mac, and there's different operating systems. They have different philosophy. Or, for example, in programming languages, there's Golang, there's Lisp, there is Haskell, there is, Rust. Each one have different philosophies, okay? And there is also, for example, compile languages versus scripting languages, high level, such as Python, Ruby, JavaScript, Lua versus, Golang, C, C++, Java, C Sharp, So there are different philosophies and different type of technologies. So when you judge them, part of it depends on your own preference. Okay, so if you prefer dynamic language, if you prefer mathematics, for example, like me, you prefer advanced mathematics, then for me, for example, I prefer high-level languages. I don't like C. I don't like anything assembly shit. Okay, I don't like anything memory diddling fuck like the Rust shit. Okay, you can go, or GPU, whatever. I like proof theory, type theory, those, high level mathematics. So because of this preference, then certain technology, I judge them to be better than others, for example. Okay, we're gonna shut down now. What chair do I recommend? Next time, okay. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like my stuff, pay me, okay? Pay me, go to my xah.info and xah.code and go to the bottom. You can see my Patreon, Amazon gift card, PayPal, and Bitcoin. Okay, I think that's it for today. So how many people do I have? 4 people. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Max. Okay, shut down in 1 minute, I guess. Anything else? Let's see. Close, copy back here. Let's go back. Let's paste what we talked about in today's talk show. Show the pink window. Go here. So type link show. So here is language server protocol. Treesitter I want to study, but so much to study, so I'm learning neural networks and lots of things. So, and the one of the thing I want to study is homotopy type theory, and that's huge. And also differential geometry, like I said, although I'm interested in math, but I haven't really made becoming a professional mathematician level, for example. So math, there's the neural networks, so let's copy that neural network, copy, close, back to emacs, paste it here, link, select, go top, paste it there, and tilings and patterns, okay. Okay, so you can see I don't have to click, I just move my mouse and it'll switch window. I recommend that. Close, this is a great book I mentioned again. Close, keyboards, fantastic, Penrose tiling, fantastic mouse. Google censorship, fuck Google. And Wikipedia, lots of Wikipedia stuff. Wikipedia information, copy the search. Okay, so we need to do something about that, make a link. Okay, bye guys. Xah keys, fantastic. So there's a lot work on Xah keys in the past 2 months. So now the escape key by default will toggle to command mod. So you can read about the detail about design, about whether escape key should be the default or not. There's intricate issues because of the terminal. Okay, so anyway, Xah flag keys, if you haven't already, try it out. What's a function, what's an operator? Very interesting article. So I've been working on. Okay, bye guys. Hey, Rat. Bye.